Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first week of a live 12-week course on how to set up a membership website using WordPress and Thesis. This is an experiment for me that's come out of my experience of teaching classes in the classroom setting and creating lesson videos and then in hosting live question and answer sessions. And so this is an experiment, and hopefully it's one that will work for everybody, and hopefully we'll all have fun doing it. So having said all of that, this course is inspired by a question that was asked from a member whose name is Steve Whitehead. He is a personal development instructor and a coach in the UK. And he is wanting to create a membership website where he can provide instruction to clients and to members. And after he and I talked about what his requirements were, it seemed like it made a lot of sense just to turn this into both a course and maybe a more formal case study, if you will. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that we've done a number of case studies in our live answer sessions. So, which you can find here in our live answer sessions. We have done we did a case study on a community news site, which we added events to last week. And we did a case study on a multilingual site, and we're still in the throes of a case study on creating a community library or a church library. And so this is perhaps a more formal example of that. And so anyway, Steve's going to be jumping in on this with me. I'll be looking to him for clarification about whether or not what I presented meets his requirements and things like that. So anyway, if you have a bright idea for a site that needs to be developed that you don't see clear instructions on my site, feel free to shoot me a note, and we might be able to, if it has a broad enough appeal and if I have the time and all the rest of that stuff, if it fits into my teaching plan, we may be able to create this same sort of a thing for your instance. Because I think this kind of a class may be a successful way of communicating information to other people. Okay, and so you can see the course syllabus here in this course outline. It will develop. I mean, this is where I think the course is going now. As the weeks progress, this will be refined, and you can always check back on this page for that course outline or the course syllabus. Now, immediately after this session, I will be creating a section in the forum for discussion, and it'll be down here under live question and answer code. It's just going to be how to create a membership website, and you can post questions to me there, and we'll answer and interact with these kinds of things there. Now, in order for you to do that, you will need to be a free member, and if, again, you choose not to do that, you can post questions on the DIY Themes forums if you like, and I will try to address your questions there instead. Okay, so the way this is going to work is this is obviously the webinar format that's going to last for each webinar or lecture part hopefully will only last about 45 minutes. And most of it actually isn't going to be lecture, although today I'm going to do a lot of talking. Most of it will be showing you how to do things in the various software that we're using. But anyway, we'll try to do that for about 45 minutes or so, and then take questions at the end of that. I will pretty much stay around for questions until the questions are exhausted. So if you feel like you need some additional help with it, just hang around and we'll work on it. And finally, at the end of each lesson, I'm going to give you some homework. There are things that you can do that will save some time in the process here that I'm going to assign to you for the intervening week. For example, today I'm going to have you set up your site and install plugins and that kind of thing for next week so that we can just dive right into setting the plugins up. So anyway, there will be homework for each week. Okay, so what am I teaching? Well, what I'm teaching is, or we are creating a membership website that provides course access for or access to individual courses for a fee. And now in this course or in this site, each course has its own set fee. Each course has a limited duration of access. That is, I think we'll set them for having a 6-month access. And continued access can be made available for an additional fee, like a renewal fee or something like that. And that's going to be the main format of this course. Now, people have asked, are we going to do drip content, and are we going to do other kinds of membership sites? And the answer to that is no, although most of the information that you need in order to do some other kind of thing, like a site that drips content rather than making the entire course available at one time, most of the information that you need to know in order to do that will be covered inside of this in this course. But we're doing this one specific kind of site, which is a site that sells individual courses. Each course has a limited duration of access, and continued access is available for a fee. And we are using a specific set of tools. That is, we will be using WordPress, the Thesis theme, WPE Store, WPE Member, WP Affiliate Platform, Amazon S3, S3 Flow Shield, Aweber, Vimeo, and Simple Press Forum. And the reason why we are using these tools in this course is because I have tested all of these tools, and they all work together well. And if you've spent any time working on WordPress, you know there's always these conversations or questions about compatibility and conflicts, because of course it is a distributed piece of software, and anybody can work on it. Anybody can develop plugins, and plugins have varying amounts of quality, or varying degrees of quality. And so we'll be using these tools exclusively in the course. There are certainly other tools that you can use, but we won't be covering them. There will be a handful of less important plugins that we'll also be using as well. But in terms of our principal tools, these are the principal tools that we'll be using. Oh, isn't that interesting? I didn't expect that to happen. Site components. Okay, so, pardon me, before we dive into that, I want to say that what I'm not teaching. Now, I'm not teaching you how to buy and repackage content. So while there's lots and lots of how to create membership website seminars out there, they're not going to get any direction or instruction from me on how to use and obtain PLR or MLR content. I'm not going to teach you how to use syndicated content for this. And I'm also not going to be teaching popular tools right now that create information spam to attract attention. So there's not going to be any instruction about mini-nets or article spinners or article spam marketing, and nothing about content syndication. So if you thought that you were signing up for this because you wanted to get that kind of popular content, there's lots of people out there who will teach you how to do that kind of stuff, and they have varying degrees of prices for their systems. But I believe that all of those things are detrimental to this industry, and so we're not going to be covering them. And if you were hoping that I would have a promise for a passive residual income scheme where you can make millions of dollars while you're sleeping, that's also That's also somebody else's sales pitch. It's not mine. And what I'm teaching is how to build a learning community with your own expertise, and rather than some of these fly-by-night schemes of making money without actually adding any value to the information. And why am I teaching this? Well, I'm teaching this because I love it. You know, we're at the beginning of the democratization of instruction. That is, inexpensive, high-speed broadband access, inexpensive video creation tools, and WordPress have all combined together to create, if you will, a perfect storm for this re-evaluation or reimagination of education. And the current education paradigm has education centered around institutions, and those institutions limit access to education to certain participants, and it limits access to instruction or to teachers, to certain kinds of teachers. And these tools have made the opportunity for us to break open that paradigm. And I think this new paradigm allows for the development of knowledge communities like this, where anyone can teach and anyone can learn. And that's why I'm teaching this, so that you all will have that opportunity to do the same thing.